I have discovered a very big economic scam going on in Australia. Australian politicians, federal and state, are using ASIC to destroy companies and steal money and assets from investors across Australia. And they did it to me, and an investment I had with CME Capital. ASIC stole $362,000 of my money. $362,000, $35.35. They destroyed the 18th of November 2015. If you go on the ASIC website and type in CME Capital, you can read what they've said. CME Capital, Boston Pacific, and GKN Capital under Michael Petro. There's other companies involved, Berkshire and Loma, and IMGC Investments. That's just the same director. Doing further research on the ASIC website, I'm asking all Australian voters to go on the ASIC website and bring up, there's a list of companies that they've destroyed just in the last 14 months, and this is massive. One company has 52,000 investors. And what they've been doing, well, with my group, it's about 121 investors, and it's about $12 million altogether, and none of us have got our money back. Until we get all our money back, it's stealing. The government is stealing. What they did is they lied, ASIC lied, and went to the federal court and in Victoria and said that Michael Petro was operating with those companies a Ponzi scheme. The court-appointed liquidator, FTI Consulting, proves, who collaborates with ASIC, and they make money out of this, a lot of money, and they collaborate with ASIC, and they proved that ASIC lied because in their report of the 14th of September 2016, they admitted at 3.2 that there are 21 residential properties in the United States. There's also $2 million worth of investments in Bendigo, Victoria land. So there was a range of portfolio investments. And they used this fallacious claim Ponzi scheme, and they go to the federal court and they claim it, but they're absolutely lying. They provided no evidence whatsoever. ASIC provided no evidence that they were operating a Ponzi scheme. In fact, their own consulting group proves that it was not a Ponzi scheme at all. There's people in the government that should go to jail over this. And, well, first of all, the commissioner of ASIC and the management of ASIC, they should all be jailed, and all their money and assets should be seized as well. And also, two other men in ASIC, Brendan Caridi and George Stogdale, they should be jailed and their assets and money frozen and blocked. Also, the court judge, Mark Mashinsky, he should be jailed over this. All his money and assets frozen and blocked. They're using corrupt judges. All those judges, they should all have their money and assets frozen and blocked, and they should all be jailed. Also, the FTI Consulting directors, they should be jailed as well, and their names are Ross Blakely and Quentin Old, FTI Consulting. They claimed nearly $500,000 from two of the companies in fees. They tried to claim at one of the meetings I went to. From CME Capital, $309,584, and one of the other companies, $127,526. That's what they were trying to claim in one of their reports. So nearly $500,000 just from two companies stealing investors' money. So these corrupt ASIC managers, corrupt judges, and corrupt consulting groups like FTI trying to claim $500,000 from an investment group for doing nothing, for collaborating with ASIC's lies to the court. They're using the federal court for this. There's also a list of companies. If you go onto the ASIC website, it's really important the public does analysis of this. Also, all investors across Australia should join our political group, AustralianPeoplesParty.net, because I reckon there's about 1 million investors in Australia, Australian citizens, who've lost money through what ASIC has done to a whole range of companies over decades. Here's a list of companies. If you go to Key Matters on the ASIC website, there's a list of companies that they've destroyed in the last 14 months. Arium, Dick Smith Holdings Limited, Land Banking Matters, Sherwin Group of Companies, Bank of Queensland and DDH Limited, Graham Limited, Bankshire Securities Limited, BBY Limited, Great Southern, LM Investment Management Limited, Park Trent, Prime Trust, Storm Financial, Timber Corp, Trio and Astara, West Point, Ugly Group. Now, one of these companies that ASIC has destroyed in the last 14 months, 21st Century Group Land Banking Proceedings. Here is an additional list of subsidiary companies associated, which they've also destroyed, and they freeze all the assets and money. Archery Road Proprietary Limited, Bendigo Vineyard Estate Proprietary Limited, Secret Valley Estate, Kingsway South Holdings, Melbourne Tarniet Estate, Property Tuition, Education Holdings, Sourcing Property, and that's just subsidiary companies associated with one company. All of these companies have had their money and assets frozen. Who's making money out of this? The corrupt judges, lawyers, ASIC, the FTI consulting groups, the corrupt government-appointed consulting groups. They're just stealing this money. And they're saying that when the assets and money are frozen, for example, on the ASIC website, information for investors in frozen funds. What is a frozen fund? The term frozen fund refers to a registered managed investment scheme which was originally marketed on the basis that investors had an ongoing or periodic right to redeem their investments on request, but which has since suspended that right. And they're saying with our group that we're getting 27 to 47% of our money back. Well, it's been over a year and none of us have got anything back, and we'll be lucky if we get it back. I want this shut down. I want ASIC shut down, and I want these money and assets of these people involved, all these corrupt judges, management, the politicians, all these people involved in destroying these companies in Australia, stealing this money and assets. I want all their money and assets frozen, and a big compensation fund set up for all investors across Australia who've had their money stolen by the corrupt politicians in our country, federal and state, corrupt ASIC, corrupt judges, all this corruption. It's not bad enough that they kill people in this country now in government facilities. They destroy your economic rights as well. They will steal everything from you. They tried to kill me in Western Australia over my wheel clamp video. This happened while I was locked up in a prison. They tried to kill me and then they stole all of my money. And that is the sort of politicians that we have in this country. And their government workers. And, using the Commonwealth Department of Public Prosecutions to steal all this money and assets as well. And that is in the ASIC website. You need to research this. Every Australian citizen and voter needs to get on the ASIC website and have a look at the massive number of companies that they are destroying, like a machine. And they will just take and steal until we're all homeless, broke, and have nothing. And that's what they do. John Price, the Commissioner, Australian Securities Investment Commission. Try to kill people and steal all their money. This is exactly what the government in Australia is doing.